It's time. It's time. It's so weird to say. 2 years has never gone by so fast. It's gonna kill me. It's gonna kill me to say goodbye. Alright guys, I'm just going on a walk around my neighborhood in Korea because this is one of the last times I'm gonna be able to do this. So I figured I may as well show y'all around my ends. There's a little park in here that I've never gone up. If something jumps out at me, I'm going to cry. Your girl is out of shape. So if you catch me breathing heavy, just allow me. Okay, there's a lot of bugs out here, so if you see me like squirming, I probably should have recorded this inside, but I definitely want to get my last like little moments of South Korea out, and I also don't have a tripod out here. What am I doing? Forgive me if it's a little shaky, but whatever. I just wanted to tune in with you guys and talk about why I'm leaving Korea after 2 years. It's crazy. It's been such a wild ride. Like, it's insane that I even stayed 2 years because I really didn't expect to stay the whole 2 years. When I first came out here, I only wanted to stay a year. And then I wanted to extend to 1.5 years, and then that turned into 2 years, and life just continues to surprise me. You never know what's gonna happen. So it's crazy that, you know, obviously we're going through the coronavirus pandemic right now, and nobody really could have expected any of this to happen. So it's been crazy. And so because Korea handled it so well, and I'm a Canadian, I'm from Canada, I was kind of skeptical about even going home now, just because like I know that back home is still very much on lockdown, whereas like here I have a little bit more freedom and I'm much closer to my friends. But I felt like it was time. I really feel like 2 years is a long time to be away from home. It's a long time to be away from all the people that you know and you love, and so much life happens in that time. So, you know, some of my friends have had babies, and my brother had another baby. I just feel like I've missed so much. I've missed birthdays, I've missed holidays, and it's hard. It's definitely difficult to be so far away from home to the point where like you obviously can't go back for small things. In regards to Korea itself, some of the reasons that I decided to leave, for one, I feel like I accomplished all that I set out to do here as far as teaching my kids and developing the relationships that I wanted to develop, and, you know, making friends and growing. Personal growth was a very big thing for me. And it's crazy that, oh, there's a bug on my back. It's crazy that I've grown so much personally. I think that there's so many things that I've learned to handle better, so many things that I've learned to work on. And I worked on a lot of things that I didn't even know were an issue for myself. There's always more room to grow. There's always more that you can do for yourself. So I wouldn't say that I'm done growing and like, bye Korea, because I've reached my growth limit. It's definitely an ongoing process, but I have grown enough to know that when I leave here, I'll be a better person than I was when I first came. I had a very good experience with my schools and my co-teachers and things like that for the most part. I did have one co-teacher that was very difficult, and she happened to be my main co-teacher, was very difficult to work with, and we butt heads a lot, and that can really affect your time here and really affect your livelihood here, because as far as teaching went, things were good and I had a lot of freedom to do what I wanted, but as far as my personal life here, I feel like she was very how can I put this nicely? She was very involved for no reason, and I feel like there was a bit of just, I don't know if it was jealousy or just not liking, like a personal dislike for me, but there were definitely things that she could have just like handled better. She added more to my plate when it was unnecessary, and everything was just an issue. So in dealing with somebody like that, and in dealing, especially when it comes down to just like freedom, that was very difficult, and I don't like being monitored and watched like a hawk. It's not nice in any capacity, but especially when this isn't your home country and like your freedom means so much to you, the little bit that you do get. So that was a big factor. I would also say that I've learned to deal with the language barrier quite a bit more, but in certain instances it can be still challenging when you need to go to the dentist, or you need to go to a gynecologist, or just like any small little thing that you need to have a sit down conversation with somebody about. It can be kind of difficult, and you would have to go to Seoul or like go to a bigger city to be able to communicate with somebody like that, which is another thing that's very draining, because like I don't want to have to leave my small town all the time to be able to get like a very small thing done. Another reason that I feel comfortable leaving is because a big part of the reason that I moved out here was to travel Asia. And luckily I traveled to pretty much every country that I wanted to visit in Asia. So I'm really happy about that. I'm really happy I crossed so much off of my bucket list in the time frame that I did. And especially prior to this pandemic, because obviously it's much more difficult for people to travel now. Generally, the reasons that I'm leaving are just because I feel like I've completed my time here. I did what I needed to do, and I'm excited to go home. I'm excited to see my friends and my family. I know that I'm probably gonna get bored, and especially with quarantine, and I might get the itch to pick up and move my life all over again. But that's a problem for another day. Watch my mom see this part. She's gonna be so mad. But yeah, I think it's been such a great time, but I never intended to stay as long as I did. So, and I think that happens for a lot of people who come here. They don't intend to stay as long as they end up staying. And I'm a person who is constantly pushing forward and constantly reaching for more, and I don't want to become stagnant. I don't want to become too comfortable in the place that I am right now. And as much as I know that it's going to be difficult and it's going to be maybe a little bit uncomfortable to go back home and feel out of place, that's just something that I'm gonna have to push through. Okay, the bugs are out and about. I think you can see them flying around me. So I'm gonna head inside, but I hope that this video was helpful to any of you, anybody who is living in Korea or even thinking about coming to Korea. Again, I have so many great things to say about it, and I would never trade this experience for the world. Like wow, I'm so grateful, so beyond grateful for every big thing, every small thing, like just this whole experience from start to finish. It has changed my outlook on life. It has changed the person that I am. It has changed everything within me, and like what I know about myself, what I want. It's gonna kill me. It's gonna kill me to say goodbye to Korea, but it's time. It's time. It's so weird to say. 2 years has never gone by so fast. This was the fastest, quickest, most unbelievable 2 years of my life. If you have been following my journey in South Korea for the last 2 years, thank you. I appreciate you so much, and I hope that you continue to watch my journey once I go back home. I continue to make these videos not just for the viewers, but even for myself. Like I'm so excited to look back on these videos in a few years and be like, wow, like your girl lived in Korea for 2 years. Like, what is that? So again, if you're thinking about doing it, do it. Do it. Like, what are you waiting for? Do it. And if you're thinking of leaving and it's your time and you feel it in your heart and you feel like it's time, then it's time. And it's probably, you're ready to go. But if you're not and you have other things to accomplish, that's okay too. Stay and work out your kinks, work out your time. There's no rush. Nobody's rushing you but you. And you do everything in your own time. Thanks for watching this video, guys. This may be I don't know if this is gonna be my last video in South Korea or not, but I love you. 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 If you're watching this, if you are watching this right now, I love you. I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Bye bye to my town, T-Town.